Our final project topic is about stereotypical teen recklessness in American society and how it compares to our interviews and research. Our hypothesis was that teens are stereotypically viewed as reckless due to society's social norms. Despite the belief that teen recklessness is due to lack of brain maturation and biological means, several studies conducted through the University of Atlanta and the Pediatrics Journal proved that theory wrong. In fact, we found that more research we conducted, the more evidence we had against the fact that it was biology's fault. Time magazine reported that the more mature the look of the brain, the more risk-taking that a teenager tended to report. Studies also reported that teens were well aware, logical, and knowledgeable of the risky behaviors they engaged in. We may view risk-taking as mistakes, but it was found that teens often have to experiment with limits in order to learn how to live within them, which, in turn, is a sign of maturity.
Yes.
That teenagers, they're going through a pretty interesting time in their life where they have to make decisions that will affect the rest of their lives. And it's hard not to make mistakes.
Reckless? Yeah.
Yeah, because I think not all of them are. Like, obviously there are reckless ones. Yeah. There's also like the little angel.
Yeah, I guess. I feel like, I don't know, adults like act out less when they get older because like they kind of like, they'll say they mature or whatever, but I don't know if that's necessarily true, but they just like end up having less fun, I guess.
I think when you're like younger and you like hear people like talking about stuff, you're like, oh, like I want to try it. But then like usually like when you're a teenager, you try it and then you're like, oh, like whatever, I did it. So then it like doesn't work out deeply. And you also like get older and like the older you get, like you're able to do more.
Probably you're like maturing and then like you want to impress your friends, I guess.
Yeah.
And once you already have like a set group of friends, I feel like when you're an adult, you don't need to do that, but you're more mature.
I guess because like they experience like see what's happening, so like they get that.
I think risk-taking increases from childhood to adolescence because as you get older, you have more freedom, so you have more opportunity to take risks.
I think it's a social norm.
Social norms.
I think it's a social norm because, most of the risks that you take are in a social setting.
Probably, that's probably why I think it's relevant.
I think they do.
No, because I think they just do it to like say that they did it. Like if you go to a party for the first time and drink, like you're gonna obviously do it just to say you did it.
Yeah.
Sometimes, but then sometimes you might not realize it until afterwards. And sometimes you make huge mistakes.
I guess like on purpose. Yeah.
Me and my friends had to pay a lot of money because we went egging and we got caught.
Okay, so we went ding dong ditching, and it was around Halloween time, so a lot of people had lights up and all that. And instead of ding dong ditching, well, after we decided to rip out all the lights from the trees and like blow up things people had, broke those, ripped out lights from the trees.
Get my dad's phone, like anything. And kind of damaged his car and he thought it was something else, but it wasn't. Yeah.
I think really anything. I don't think I really personally do anything that puts me at risk of dying.
As you can see, most interviewed agreed that it is stereotypical that teenagers are made out to be reckless in today's society, and that teenagers are reckless due to social reasons. Therefore, we agree with the hypothesis. Teens are stereotypically viewed as reckless due to society's social norms. We believe that this reckless behavior is not biological and has nothing to do with brain development. However, we believe it is almost entirely due to the environment we live in. Since this stereotype is present in America and not in over 100 different cultures, we think that there are more opportunities in dangerous environments for us in America rather than other places outside the country. Therefore, this puts teenagers at a greater risk of making these dangerous decisions, which ultimately gives us this reckless stereotype.